grow to sway in their song. I press down stalks of grass to make a softened patch and breathe long breaths over petals, some bruised by the spirit of age. These red beauties are a buffer against the harshness of life. Today, I feel trapped in a tight spiked fist. The wind brings its supporting staff, the tree swallows, to stage a ballet in the sky, a murmuration of swoops, turns and dives, clusters in a continuous shape-shifting vortex. In the air, poppies surrender their seeds. A widow places a poppy head on a headstone to embody eternal sleep. When her daughter was seized, the gods gave Demeter a poppy. This was to help the Greek goddess of grain and the harvest to sleep. Afterwards, poppies rose from her footsteps. Even her lover, Mecan, transforms into this very bloom. In Tutankhamun's tomb, poppies adorned clothes, art, and furniture. During his time, the flower was emblematic of the god of death and rebirth, Osiris, the lord of silence. His green skin is that of the lush grass of spring on which I sit. While pondering the history of my favorite flower, I walk, following a trail of scattered poppies, some without heads. A cave sits on high ground. With my old cotton headscarf and a birch branch, I make a torch, light it, and then enter the hollow. Before my eyes, a cachet of poppy seeds, a shield synchronous with the pending storm. I will bring to boil the essence of the poppy seed and bathe in its prime elements of consolation, remembrance, and the death and rebirth of things. I will soon wander, naked and unconcerned by time. The memory of what came before holds no sway over me. A poppy oil healed the wrecking ball lodged in my chest. It melted away. I lift my well-earned status flag of freedom high above my head and then plant it in the meadow. Without doubt, clouding my thoughts, I roam. Tonight, I'll sleep a sleep that even the gods will envy. Ancestor guards. You are invisible, hanging upside down in a baobab tree, a shelled ghost, too lazy to chase flies. The Madagascar sun tapers over a sleeping sloth on a bough. A sun ray schemes a yawning crack where pitch-black mantises hatch with white eyes. Light settles on a spray of twigs. You are attached in the guise of a dead leaf. You catch a breeze and sway to the murmur of ancestral song. Oroku, please dim the skies. Let the stars sleep under your tarred shell. Use claws of steel to milk cameos from the ocean's depth. Turn a bitter cry sweet in the veils of an awakening song. Rhythms hitch rides on arcing waves, break to twirl on the seashore. Wings weaved with veins lie stiff to the eyes of the world. Leaf-like lobes heighten an olive-browning belly. Strong legs hook, swing you from a giddy height. Here you watch in contemplation. Earth's heart beats with agnatic tones. spiny forelegs wait in prayer, expressing grace for green canopies. Patience is your virtue. You are motionless, camouflaged in jungle green, holding back serrated front legs, ready for that stranger who dares to swing an axe. Feel the space. Wind carries a wash of melody, it climbs. Mangoes drop, splitting ripeness. Sweet juice seeps into ground. A fruit fly is snatched, a ghost swallows. The fly exits from under a wing and plummets to a sticky pool of nectar. In the distance, a kookaburra scrapes, filing its beak. Its harsh laugh rises and falls, a clock in the wilderness. Palm tree bark peels and tumbles as fire reds descend. The indigo sea erupts in sunset to the sound of cuckoo ka-ka-ka, cuckoo ka-ka-ka, cuckoo ka-ka-ka, cuckoo ka-ka-ka. Hexagram 37. Family, mother resilient in upheavals, a sunflower orison. Future, a mystifying world, senses roam remote districts. Union, a show of hands, ululate for man. Fellowship, a ring of care, war's arch enemy. Sun, an antediluvian dial, selfless nurturer. Wind, mediator and puissant from over or beneath. Heaven, the patron of souls, a gift to stone. Fire, radiance and warmth, solace for troubles. Never to recover. Lily lost her light. It was gnawed away by darkness and the bleeding. The shine faded slowly, leaving a rubber bowl, housing only dark passengers. Love quickly removed itself, stabbing with its sting, racing out on hot-curled wires, robbing the last ruby crown from her core. It shrunk and froze to a bead. Never to recover, never to recover. The drenching of autumn shriveled the beam of her smile. It was once broad, plump with the taste of flush kisses. How she craved for a new set of eyes to search for flashpoints in the grey. Before, her inner sound was a full-blooded melody, chants skipped, worshipping the sun. Notes spun gold tears in the deep, steel drums kicked waves, hopping in carnival colours. Now, ears are cupped to aching whispers, wishes walk the ash night and hide like newts in a pain-ridden space, too small for growth. Light remains a hostage, buried in a tight hole. Night's musk fills the room, a water bottle dressed in a one-eyed sheepskin cover, pressed to her chest, begins to leak. Cold nibbles the bead. Shadow salute as she wanes, as she wanes, as she wanes, as she wanes, as she wanes. It was gnawed away in the bleeding. It was gnawed away in the bleeding, in the bleeding, bleeding, in the bleeding, in the bleeding. Birdsong. If I break in the bleakness of a storm, am raging, writhing cold on the soil, where the delight of demons, not angels, etch mud, while the sun's sloth crawls to watch a denied kiss between a falling leaf and a blade of bent grass, an ancient oak shield rattles a death-defying tune, I am joined by others, we sing the song of promise, it weaves the air, and orbit through the trees, no more tears to cry. For what was touched by the skin of death unifies, ready to step ladders of wood or steel, platforms to celebrate. Nostalgia. It challenges our inner boundaries to crack and leak a little. Memories that were nothing more than mere fine times anchor themselves to strands of imaginary light, awaiting gloss to mirror the moon's sheen. Time hammers with age, chipping the mind walls, where latent memories linger, unchecked, crawling the dark. Here, they grow buoyant, plump with expectation, fizzing, floating to the forefront, only to be beaten back by a hemorrhaging mind, accepting the truth of things. Orbs burst, grainy ashes, a sobering warning. A celestial hunter is needed in the void who can cut the Gordian knot to purge the fakers in hiding. Screen memories, Freud called them. Outside the self, the world dims to grey. The following poem, which is also my last poem, it's called The Hijra's Blues, is based on a true story of the famous Hijra dancer, Mona Ahmed. In Indian society, people recognize an existing middle gender that combines the features of both men and women. They sometimes describe the Hindu god Shiva as gender fluid. Hijras fulfill a role reserved only for them. They perform at religious ceremonies, such as weddings and male births. But the speed of India's westernization and urbanization has reduced demand for their traditional role. This has created a vicious cycle. Some Hijras have to beg or prostitute themselves, earning them disdain and further losing their traditional status. In the backing track of the poem, a verse from the 700-verse Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita, which dates back 5,000 years, is recited. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. The Hijra's Blues. She sits on a chair like a praying mantis. Her jade sari strokes a shock of leaves. Flies cut through the veil of her ebony hair. Since her youth, she felt like a woman, but no children suckled at her breast. The Adam's apple itches out her desires. She sees the sky folding inwards, shadows grow. Loneliness creeps, spinning its web around her. She is blistered by too much criticism. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can he be burnt by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. She uproots cruel weeds from an old grave. Her child lies too deep to stay in love's memory. Her care spotlights the mound of the voiceless infant. She uses her sari like a ligature around the headstone, an umbilical cord. It pulls her feverish needs. She prostrates, trying to soak up the grains of life. She cries into the sticky earth. The air's hot. A crust covers her face. She whispers, "Tell tell me my name. I call to you when I sit with my feelings in the dark. A well-thumbed diary rips its spine over a headstone. The dead are kind. They do not reap the pain. Tears, heavy episodes of sadness fall to earth. At noon she bakes bricks, paints walls thalassic blue. She builds a shelter in the necropolis. Sun breaks in, spiders weave where the ceiling should be. No amount of light can take away the shadows. Sunlight swims as she sifts bad memories. Cinnabar blossoms. The rainfall of essence heals. A lotus grows in the heart of a famed dancer. Ankle bracelets ring blissful melodies. Her deep voice moans a soulful mantra. She dreams of bathing in the Bagmati River. All things bodily should be overcome. Under the Ashoka tree, she kneels to cry. Karma Diva, god of love, hold this woman. Men never thought me whole enough, but I am worthy of being loved. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy.
Can never be cut
of love.
To pieces by anyone.
Love.
Nor can he be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. She dreams of bathing in Bagmati River. She dreams of bathing in Bagmati
Thank you all for listening.